viewers, and welcome back to another video today. Should I say, here at Medway Racing League Gr.3. Sorry for that long pause, by the way, as we were waiting for the stream to start. I'm having some technical difficulty, as always. Can you actually hear what I'm saying? I don't think you can. Or if you can, it's very quiet. Give me a second. Yeah, having lots of technical difficulties. Expect this stream to go over if you can hear me. Give me a minute. Okay, I think you should be able to hear me now. I think my mic was turned down for some reason. Just had to go and sort it out. Right, so yeah, hello there viewers, and welcome to this live stream today. We're here for round 10 of the Medway Racing League Gr.3 100 mile series, and we're here at the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, to give it its proper name. So, let's start qualifying. Got everybody probably. Oh, let's change the settings. Qualifying is 5 minutes long as always, and then we're going to have a 10 lap sprint race, followed by a 35 lap feature race. For the sprint race, there's no tyre wear or fuel or anything like that, or not anything to take note of anyway. But for the feature race, there very much is. So for the feature race, there's definitely to do one pit stop, probably around about lap 17 or 18. So just waiting for everybody to enter then, and then we can get started. Just waiting for Sheikh Shabazz. Come on, Sheikh. Okay, apologies for that. I think you've just had a freeze for the last few minutes. Looks like I'm having technical issues. They should be fixed now. Basically, my computer just crashed, is what just happened there, so sorry about that. Don't worry, you haven't actually missed anything. I have started qualifying, but we haven't finished any laps yet. So coming out the final corner then, at the end of lap 1 of qualifying, we've got Diman Ivanov. And as he comes across the line, he's going to set a 1 minute 21.0, so that's not a bad lap time then from Diman. And Neil Moore's just beating him ever so slightly with a 120.9. Now 121.0 by Sean Pretty, 120.9 by Ryan Sandel. Now I've got Jake Beatty on a 121.4, Sheikh Shabazz on a 121.5, Ollie Smith on a 21.7, Kelvin's on a 21.1. That's a good lap there by Kevin Gomersall. Next in the final corner, we've got Mohammed Jilan Khan. As he comes up to the start-finish line, what is he going to set? It's going to be a 123.5. Now Johnny Newbold, 121.3 should I say. And now Apex Magnet with a 125.9. So at the end of the first laps of qualifying then, we've got Ryan Sandel currently on provisional pole, but there is nothing splitting the top 4 here. We've got Ryan Sandel on a 120.951. And you've got Sean Pretty on a 120.068. So there's nothing split in the top 4 here. Who's going to finish the lap first? Oh, Looks like Neil Moore has quit. I hope that's not a disconnect. Looks like he's aborted that lap. Is Diman Ivanov on a better lap than previous? Remember Diman Ivanov using his Fanatec CS Elite for the second week here. So exiting the final corner then as he comes up to the start finish line. This lap is going to be a 1 minute 20.9, so he does improve ever so slightly, but still stays in third place. That's unlucky there for Diman. Now exiting the final corner, we've got Sean Pretty as he comes across the line. Does not improve. Ryan Sanders does not improve either. Now coming across the line, we've got Ollie Smith done a 1:21.7. Kelvin Gomersall 1:21.0. So that's a big improvement then for Kelvin, or a slight improvement should I say. And as he goes into 5th place, I think he stays 5th actually. And now looking at the track map, have we got any more? We've got MJK 1:22.4. And Apex Magnet, he's gone up to 6th place. So John Hardy then, he set a 1:21.1 in the Porsche 911. So wow, we've got the top 6 covered by 0.16 seconds. This is close. This is a very, very, very close fight for pole position here. As everyone now enters their final laps of qualifying. Remember, a 5-minute qualifying session around here, around Laguna Seca. So you can just about get 3 proper time laps in. Having a look further up the field, we have got Sean Pretty and Ryan Sandel. Looks like they're leading the way here in qualifying. So they're going to be the first people to complete their final laps of qualifying. Looks like Ryan's aborted. Is Sean going to improve? So coming out of the final corner then, coming up to the start finish line, Sean Pretty on his final lap of qualifying, going to set a 1 minute 21.0. So that is an improvement then for Sean Pretty, but still stays in 4th place. This is a mega close qualifying as Kelvin Gomersall improves once more, and he's gone on to pole position. So Kelvin in the Subaru WRX with the iconic rally livery has gone up into pole position. So Kelvin Gomersall then at the last minute takes pole position with a 1 minute 20.8. Is anybody else going to improve? Got MJK done a 1:21.8. Johnny Newbold, he's improved as well, done a 1:21.3, so he goes up to P8. And I believe that is the end of qualifying. So if I just grab something for a second, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, keyboard should be working now, so yeah, should be able to operate this stream nice and fluently. So then, for the sprint race of round 10 of the Medway Racing League Gr.3 100 mile series, we've got Kelvin Gomersall on pole position, got Ryan Sandel in his Dodge Viper in 2nd place, then we have got Neil Moore in 3rd, got Diman Ivanov in 4th, Sean Pretty in 5th, Apex Magnet in 6th, Jake Beatty in 7th, and then Johnny Newbold in P8. So waiting for the race to start then. And away we go then. So predictably Kelvin is in the lead of the race, heading down to turn number 1. Has anyone got a bad start further back? Looks like there's already a bit of field spread. So going to 6th place, yeah, looks like Apex Magnet John Hardy's been screwed over by the start there. He's already 1.6 seconds behind Sean, so that's unlucky for him. Probably started in the middle of that final corner. Never a good place to start here at Laguna. Always screws you over. Looking a bit further down the field, Shake Shabazz in the Corvette. That's an interesting car choice for tonight. Chevrolet Corvette. I mean, I know it's an American car around an American track, but it's not a car which you would normally say is suited to Laguna. Laguna being a very twisty circuit, and the Corvette not being a handling car. But looking further ahead, Ryan, he's in the slipstream of Kelvin, so Ryan has got a good start here in his Dodge Viper. As he comes plummeting down through the corkscrew. Hopefully this stream is now working correctly. Like I say, I'm having technical issues. Trialing new settings for tonight, which is causing issues. Trying to see if I can stream in 2K, and seemingly the answer to that question is no. So exiting the final corner then on this first lap of the sprint race. Kelvin's come across the line and set a 1:24.8. So that's a decent opening lap then from Kelvin Gobsall. Looks like there's always a battle going on for 4th place there. Looks like Neil's had an incident on lap number 1. So going man is outside into turn number 1. It's John Hardy. Surely he's not going to be able to make that move stick. He is as well. How did he manage that? What a move then from John Hardy going into turn 1 on lap number 2. He's completely gone around the outside of Neil Moore there. He's seemingly made a big error towards the end of that first lap. There's now a big gap between him and the top 3. He's now down to 5th place, so mistake there from Neil Moore. Also looks like there's been a crash at the back, so looks like MJK's had an off. He's now 4 seconds behind Ollie Smith. So yeah, looks like there's been an incident then for Gillan. Ollie in 10th place in the orange liveried Mercedes AMG, iconic livery. Obviously used to be on the Arrows cars in the early 2000s. You can see you've also got the Club 100 stickers on the back. This is the same livery that he uses at Club 100. Ollie is too lazy to make a MRL livery and he's just slapped on his Club 100 livery instead. So he's in 10th place right now, 9.5 seconds off the lead. If I try and go on board with him, if I press this button here, so you can see a nice train of cars in front of him. Doesn't look like there's any battling going on right now. Going further ahead on board with Dimon. In 3rd place, 1.7 seconds behind Ryan Sandel. So it doesn't look like there's any fights going on right now. Just keeping a watchful eye out on the track map. Oh, Neil Moore, he's had an off. Oh, he's had an off coming out of turn 3 then, and he's now down to 6th place. He's not having a good time of things right now. Made a mistake on lap number 1, and he's now made a mistake on lap number 3 as well. We've got Jake Beatty up his inside. Jake was trying to go for the move there. That was going to be a very ambitious move then. Although Neil did have a bad run out of those corners, he wasn't going too slow. So Jake trying to be quite optimistic there. Oh, have we got an off in front? Sean Prissy, we do. Sean Prissy's just dipped a wheel into the gravel trap. But now heading down into the corkscrew, Jake Beatty's on the outside. That's not the place to be, as there is carnage further back in the field. Let's have a look at the replay there. He says, there we go. On board with Sheikh Shabazz, looks like he outbraked himself into the corkscrew there. Yes, he did indeed. He's got in way too hot and caused a little bit of carnage there, as he's just hit Jake Beatty off the circuit. He did hand the position back though, or made sure he didn't overtake. As we cut back to the live onboards. So Sheikh Shabazz then down to 10th place after going in rather hot into the corkscrew then, and causing Jake Beatty to lose a couple of positions. Got Ollie Smith still in 8th place, still behind Johnny Newbold. Wasn't able to capitalise on those incidents then. Just managed to overtake the 2 cars that went off. Kevin Gomsall, he's done a really quick lap time here. He's running away with this race here. Done a 1:20.6, which is really, really quick. Really quick indeed. Way quicker than anyone managed in qualifying or in practice. So that's a very good lap then from Kelvin Gomsall. He's pulled a 1.5 second gap to Ryan Sandel in the Dodge Viper. Probably not the best car for this race. The Viper, not really a handling car. It's a decent car for this race, but not the best. So yeah, he will be losing out through the corners. Got Dimman not doing a bad job in P3. He's really come on since he upgraded to his Fanatec last week, Dimman. He's all of a sudden got very, very quick indeed. Got Apex Magnet now in 4th place. And then Sean Pretty in 5th in the RCZ, which is a good car for this circuit. Neil Moore down in 6th. Remember, qualified up in, what was it, P3 Neil qualified. So he's had a bit of a mare at the start of this race. Does look like he's settling down into a pace though. Oh, Johnny Newbolds. He's got himself a 0.4 second penalty, and he's got the fastest pint, Ollie Smith, right behind him as well. So Johnny Newbold having a bit of a mare here. He has said before now that it's like Laguna Seca. This is not one of his favourite tracks. And yeah, does look like he is having some troubles here. Very easy to pick up a penalty through the corkscrew at this circuit. Very easy indeed. It's pretty much blind through there. And if you clip the gravel trap at all, you get a 0.5 second penalty instantly. looking a bit further ahead. Got Neil still in 6th place. I'm going to try and get these lap times up. Don't know why they're not appearing. Okay, I don't know why they weren't appearing then. So yeah, Neil Moore, 1:21.7. So yeah, he is struggling here for pace. It's about a second off of Kelvin Gomersall's pace here. So Neil could do with a bit of a hurry up here. Oh, 1:21.3. Okay, that is definitely an improvement. That's more like the pace he was setting in qualifying. So he gets his foot down then. Johnny Newbold's burnt off a 10th of that penalty as we enter the halfway point of this race. Just under 1:20.9, so it's a quick lap then from Johnny. Yeah, he has very much managed to pull away from Ollie Smith. So this time last lap, Ollie was right behind Johnny. Now he's more than a second behind. So Johnny did a really, really good lap then on lap number 5. Ryan Sandel, oh, he's off, he's had off. We've cut him at just the wrong time there as he does a full 540 out of that left-hander then. Going up the hill, he is, well, spun it onto the rail straight. Looks like he has run wide. Let's have a look at the replay of that. Oh, yeah, cut a bit too late to let them. Looks like he just ran wide out of that left-hander then. Out of turn number, what is it, turn number 6. And yeah, down to 4th, 5th place, 7th place. Oh, that is costly then for Ryan Sandel as he goes down to P7 at the halfway point in this race. That feels not ideal then from Ryan. He's now got Ollie Smith, his Club 100 rival, or not rival, but fellow Club 100 driver, should I say, right behind him, heading down to turn 1. Is Ollie going to be able to capitalise on this? Is he going to be able to go around the outside? Is he going to be able to do what John Hardy did? No, he's not. No. Ollie has stayed behind in 8th place, and he actually has Jake Beattie right behind him too. So Ollie's going to be aware of this here. As he tries and gets past Ryan, he's also going to try and fend off Jake Beattie here. 5:33. What? Lap 6 is a 5:33 apparently for Ryan. I can't, part of me doesn't believe that. You're right there, Gran Turismo. Are you sure? Sure everything's going okay? As Apex Magnet is capitalised then on Ryan spinning, he's up to P3. So Apex Magnet's doing well here. I think he only qualified in 6th place or so. Up into 3rd. He's having a good time of things here in this Porsche 911. Dominik Ivanov running in 2nd. And Kelvin Gomersall, look at those lap times on the right. Wow, that's quick. He is absolutely flying. Another 1:20. Wow, that is very, very quick indeed. I mean, it's just solid high 120s with a 1:21.0 thrown in. That is very, very, very quick indeed from Kelvin Gomersall. Absolutely flying in this Subaru WRX. But on the lap 8 of the race then, got Kelvin in the lead. Got Dimman in at 2nd place, like I say, with Apex Magnet in 3rd. Sean Pretty, he's managed to pull away from the pack behind, and he's now in 4th place. As JJ Hype has actually got past Neil Moore in amongst all that as he goes wide. We keep cutting to people at the wrong time here. Every time we cut to them, they go off. So JJ Hype has gone down from 5th place to 8th now. In the space of one corner now, he's got Jake Beattie alongside him going down to this left-hander off turn number 5. And Jake, he's swooped round the outside. Is Jake going to be able to hold on to that move? Yes, he is. So, Johnny Newbold, he has lost 4 places then. Just as we cut to him, he's just gone off into the gravel trap. And yeah, gone down to 9th. As Jake does a really good move there. Into turn number 5. Just swooped around the outside of Johnny Newbold. As Johnny's now looking up the inside. Oh, that was a rough move. That was a bit of argy-bargy there from Johnny Newbold. And he does not manage to make that move stick. As he actually loses time there. And he's now being gapped slightly by Jake Beattie there. That was very ambitious then from Johnny. Not sure if that was intentional or not. It was rather rough. Now looking a bit further ahead, got Ryan. He's managed to make his way up to 5th place. So in amongst all those shenanigans, he's managed to get past both Ollie. Well, he managed to get past Neil Moore, and managed to capitalise on Johnny's off as well. So penultimate lap of the sprint race then. Remember, this sprint race, the finishing positions are the starting positions for the feature race, if you're following me. So where you finish in this is where you start for the feature race. So it is important to try and do well in this race. You also get 16 points for the win. So not only do you get a good starting position if you do well in this, but you also get a decent amount of points too. Kevin Commonsall could win the championship this season. He has been doing very, very well so far. Had a few naff rounds, but by and large being pretty strong. As he is leading this race in dominant fashion. Every single lap has been a 120 bar one, and that was a very, very, very low 121. So very impressive indeed. As he enters this final corner to begin the final lap of the race. Kelvin's someone who joined MRL about 2-3 months ago. He joined halfway through the previous season, and he's been quick from the get-go. Been very, very strong this season. Since he upgraded to a Fanatec CSL Elite a couple of months ago, he's been so quick. It's definitely the top 3 fastest drivers in this league. That's something you can say pretty safely. He's come on leaps and bounds since I first raced against him about 6 months ago in Club 73. Having a little bit of a look further down the order, we've got still a fight going on here for 6th place. As Neil Moore has unfortunately been going backwards in this race. If you have a look at his lap times on the right hand side, last 3 laps have all been suboptimal. There's what, a 121, 122.1, 123.6 and a 122.9. So Neil Moore, he is struggling here in the WRX after a very good qualifying, where he qualified in P3. Oh, looks like Ollie Smith's got a poor run out of that left-hander, then onto the rail straight. As he's got Jake Beatty looking all over the back of him, and Johnny Newbold as well, both seeing if they can get past it. Oh, and he's off. Ollie Smith's gone off. Okay, apologies for that, viewers. I think this is working again. Yeah. I've no idea as to what's going on right now, but my PC is just... nah. My PC just doesn't want to know today. It keeps crashing. I've got not a clue as to what's going on. If I do cut out again, then apologies, but I will give up if that does happen again, because this is absolutely infuriating. Hello there, Kerith Cup, by the way. I've just seen your comment. Thank you for tuning into this stream, this bit part stream. The results of that race were as they were when this stream cut out. Nothing changed in the last half a lap that you did see. Right, let's start race 2. I'm going to try and commentate on this, but like, I have no hope for this. I'm fully expecting this to go AWOL once more. I don't know why it's cut out, because I'm streaming in all the normal settings. In fact, I'm streaming in lower settings than I normally use. So I've got no idea as to why my PC keeps turning itself off. That's what's happening. Right. Let's give this a punt. And then let's see what happens. Thank you for those that are watching, by the way. I see there's 4 people watching. I don't know why you're watching this, but thank you anyway. It's very kind of you. Right, let's go. Okay, so here we are then for the feature race of round 10 of the Medway Racing League. As I need to get the screen up. And now that won't even work. Just give up. Here we are. Here we go. We're kind of looking at the right thing. If I press that button there, no. Right. Let's just commentate on what I can commentate on. So, as the ropes build then for the start of the feature race, And the lights are out, and Dimon Ivanov in his AMG's got a very good start then as he leads the race going down towards turn number 1. Ryan Sandel in his Viper as well, got a good start as always as he takes second place of Kelvin down into this Andretti hairpin. And we've got Sean Prizzi up the inside too, so Kelvin has sunk here at the start of this race, gone down to 4th place after winning that race, that first race in dominant style. He's down to 4th place, now side by side with Sean Prizzi through this double right hander of turn 3 and 4. And he's going to get mugged around the outside. Wow, Sean managed to do a really good move there around the outside. Now up into 3rd place. As we've got Sheikh Shabazz, got a really good start after starting in 10th place on the grid in that Corvette. He's now up into 5th place. That Corvette is very, very good at standing starts. And he's now into 5th place. So Kelvin, who started on pole, is down to 4th. And Sheikh, who started 10th, is up to 5th. So that shows you just what the importance is of having a car which is good at standing starts. Very important indeed. As Sheikh Shabazz has just gone flying up the inside and is now spun out Kelvin Gomersall. Oh no! I can't get the replay up either because I'm having issues. That's a big issue then for Kelvin. Looks like Sheikh has just gone in way too hot into that corkscrew like he did in race number 1, and he spun out Kelvin out of 4th place. Oh, that is a big issue. That is critical. As Kelvin's now down to 9th. So that is an awful first lap then for Kelvin. Gone from pole position to 9th in the space of a lap. MJK meanwhile up into 8th, so MJK started down in 11th, remember. He had a bit of a mare in race number 1, but he's now back up into 8th. Always Apex Magnet runs wide out of turn number 3 and he's gone down to 8th. So it looks like he just dipped a wheel into the gravel trap then, as he now goes side by side with MJK. Always Kelvin going to be able to capitalise on this here. In 9th place, is he going to be able to sneak his way past? No, he does not. I probably would have gone to the left then if I was Kelvin, rather than tucking behind MJK, but regardless, through a fight here for 7th place. Oh, Apex Magnet, he hit that curb quite badly there, and they're now 3 abreast going up to the corkscrew. This is not going to end well. Someone's going to have to back out of this here as John Hardy pulls out. Oh, they're now side by side through the corkscrew, and Kelvin has managed to hold on to 8th. So John then made that mistake out of the left-hander onto the rail straight, and yeah, Kelvin's managed to get past then. So Kelvin up into 8th. His recovery has begun after that mare off the first lap. Looking a bit further ahead, looks like there's a three-way fight going on here for 4th place. Ollie Smith is doing really, really well. He finished in what, 9th or 8th place in that previous race. He's already up to 4th in that AMG. This is definitely his best performance yet, Ollie Smith, in this league. Certainly in the Monday series. Even 4th place in Lobby 1 is not half bad at all. Ollie, remember, someone who's still quite new to Gran Turismo Sport. Only really been playing it for a couple of months. Very, 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 very talented driver in real life. One of the fastest drivers I've ever come across, that's for sure. Now as an overweight, lightweight driver, he's doing really well. Finished 2nd in the Kart Race of Champions just a couple of months ago, even though he was, I believe, over the weight limit. Got Johnny Newbold in 5th place with a 0.2 second penalty. Should be able to burn that quite easily. And Jake Beatty, who's changed livery actually when doing races, is in 6th place. That's okay, he swapped to a different GTR. Strategy for this race, it's an easy one stop. Tyres may be an issue, but fuel definitely isn't. You can easily do half a race on a tank of fuel. Now looking further back up to the front, Dimon Ivanov still in the lead of the race, but he's got Ryan Sandel right behind him now, heading down to the Andretti hairpin. Is Ryan going to look for a move? He's going up the inside, and yes he is indeed. He's managed to get the lead off Dimon Ivanov there. Into the lead of the race goes Ryan Sandel in his Dodge Viper. Very simple move there. Dimon did not defend it at all. Ryan just moved quite late on, moved to the left, and easily slipped up the inside, and he's now into the lead of the race. Is Ryan now going to be able to pull a gap on Dimon? He was slightly quicker than him in that first race. Managed to finish a comfortable, what was it? No, he wasn't actually, was he? He had a spin, didn't he? I forgot about that. So yeah, will Dimon be able to keep up here? He's in the slipstream. You could argue that Dimon's car is stronger for this track as well. Dimon in the AMG, not a bad car at all around the circuit. This is probably one of the AMG's strongest circuits, if it has any strong circuits. This is probably one of them. Very stable car this as well, the AMG. So Dimon should be able to be quite strong around here. Very stable over things like the corkscrew and over the big sausage curbs as well. This car doesn't punish you too much if you do touch the sausage curbs. Looking a bit further back, still got Ollie Smith in P4 as he goes defensive into the final corner, and Johnny Newbody's gone in deep around the outside of Ollie, and yet has lost the position there. I think Johnny, I don't know if he was trying to go for the outside move there, but if he was, that was a very, very, very optimistic attempt. That was never going to work around the outside of a very tight corner like that. And yeah, Johnny Newbold then down into 6th place as Jake Beatty's up the inside of Ollie Smith into this Andretti hairpin as he gets squeezed there by Ollie, and he's actually lost a position there. So I was about to say that Jake's made up 2 places in 2 corners, but in fact he's gone back down to 6th place as he now runs wide out of turn number 3 off onto the gravel. He's down to 7th place. So Jake went from 6th to 5th to 4th to 6th to 7th in the space of 3 corners then. So not a good set of corners then for Jake as he runs wide. I think he may have got edged off the circuit by Johnny Newbold, but he yeah, he's had a bad set of corners there. So Kelvin now up into 6th. Kelvin's managed to get past Apex Magnet when we weren't looking, and he's now managed to make his way past Jake Beatty as well. So Kelvin on a recovery drive here after that incident, remember, on lap number 1. Okay, I'm just going to see if I can get something working, so give me a second, guys. Okay, I should now have a keyboard. Yes, I do. Alright, got that working again now. So we can have a bit more of a fluent camera operation here. So Dimon Ivanov looks like he has fallen back here from Ryan Sandel, and he's actually fallen back into the clutches of Sean Pretty. So Dimon's had a bad few laps seemingly. If you have a look at the lap times on the right, had what, 2 lap times which are pretty much smack on 122s. So yeah, Ryan has managed to pull away here. If you have a look at Ryan's lap times, he's yeah, been considerably quicker on these last couple of laps, setting low 121s. So yeah, managed to pull a 1.2 second gap to Dimon Ivanov. Is Ryan going to be able to complete the rest of this race without making any mistakes? He obviously had that off in the sprint race. Is he going to be able to get through this race sprint mistake free? For those that are interested, Ryan is also streaming this race with some live commentary as well. If you want to go and check out his stream, just type in Roswald into YouTube and you'll find it at the click of a fingers. Now going a bit further back down through the field, back to this battle for 4th place. We've got Kelvin, who's managed to make his way past the fastest pint, past Ollie Smith. He's now right behind Johnny Newbold too. So let's go on board with Kelvin. No, let's press that button instead. So on board with Kelvin, then going down to the Andretti hairpin. He's got the run on Johnny Newbold here, and he's going to go for the move as he slams the brakes on. Has he outbraked himself there? Yes, he has indeed. Went a little bit hot then into that Andretti hairpin, and he hasn't managed to make that move stick. Went for the dive then, and yeah, ever so slightly outbraked himself. So back down to 5th then for Kelvin. At the end of this straight into turn number 5, that is another overtaking opportunity. As no, looks like Kelvin is too far behind. Now heading up to the fast left-hander, definitely can't overtake through here, not without somebody ending up in the gravel trap. Now going up towards the corkscrew, as Kelvin got the run on Johnny here. Kelvin's car's not quick in the straights, That's a WRX, is yeah, not a straight line speed car, so it is going to be difficult to overtake here as Johnny Newbold gets loose then, going through the corkscrew. But unfortunately for Kelvin, can't capitalise on it. He can't get past Johnny there. Oh, Johnny's run wide and he's let him past. I think Johnny has just backed out there. Looks like he pulled over and braked early then. So Kelvin up into 4th place then. Looks like I say, Johnny has just waved Kelvin Gomersall past. It's gone down to 5th place. That's a very gentlemanly thing to do then from Johnny. Very kind thing to do. Clearly he realises Kelvin's pace. He's just going to let Kelvin go on a charge. got Ollie Smith in 6th place here. Remember, was in 4th place for a while, but he's now fallen down to 6th. As he had a couple of offs. Very nice shot here. Looks like it's a helicopter shot. I've never seen this before. This is a very snazzy camera angle. Quite like that. More of that, please. Looks like Apex Magnet is right behind Jake Beatty here, going down into turn number 5. He's literally on his back bumper as he gives him a little bit of a tap then through the corner. As they now head through the fast left-hander. Oh, John, oh, he's off. John Hardy's off. He's got off onto the gravel and he's lost himself a lot of time there. Let's suck his one wide. You know, every time we go on board with somebody, they have an off. We should stop doing this. We should stop watching people. We seem to have a bad luck charm with us. Every time we go on board with someone, we cast a magic spell which causes them to go off. Right, dear man. Don't go off, please. At the end of lap number 9 then. Pit stop window should open not about 5 or so laps time. You want to be pitting probably lap 16 is probably the earliest you want to pit. If you want to do the undercut, it's probably the time to dive into the pits. Demons interestingly decided to go with soft tyres here. I would have probably gone with super softs, but decided to play it safe with the softs. So his pace should improve over the course of this stint compared to Ryan. I think Ryan's on super softs, yes he is. So Ryan's tyres will obviously drop off sooner than Dimon's will. Well, actually, it looks like Ryan's doing a really good job of preserving his tyres here, because his tyres are actually just as good as Nick as Dimon's. So Ryan's doing a really good job here of not only pumping in some quick laps, but he's also preserving those super softs very well indeed. As he's at least halfway through the stint here, and those tyres are still looking in brand new condition. They're still looking perfectly good. So Ryan doing a very good job here indeed. Rock Kelvin's still in 4th place. Hasn't actually managed to pull away from Johnny really over the course of this lap. Remember, Johnny let him pass this time last lap, and Kelvin's still got Johnny in his slipstream range. Going through this final corner then. What is this lap time going to be for Kelvin? He's decided to go with soft tyres for this first stint. Decided to play it safe. This lap time is going to be a 1:21.8. Looks like we've got a glitch on the right hand side with the lap times. Because he just said he did a 1:24.5 when he obviously did not. So I don't quite know what's going on here with these lap times. Looks like this game, after 4 years, has still got glitches in it, which is brilliant. I really like these camera angles, by the way. I didn't know Laguna had such good camera angles. This is very nice indeed. Some very statty shots going on here. Some very arty shots. Probably got something to do with the fact that Laguna Seca was only added 18 months ago to this game. Jake Beatty, very, very, very quick driver, considering that he's on a controller. He's a quick driver end of, and he's on a controller, which makes things even more impressive as he's looking all over the back of Ollie Smith there. 2 controller players going through the corkscrew. Is Jake going to be able to make his way past? He was sizing up the move, and I think Ollie may have gone slightly defensive into the corkscrew just to make sure that Jake wasn't going to send it. Oh, as Jake runs wide out of this second to last corner, he's going to have dirty tyres now and lose. Oh, is he going to lose the slipstream to Ollie? He has lost some time there. So it's a small mistake then from Jake Beatty. That right hand is a very, very tricky corner. I've never got along with it. Never been able to take it well. As he's still sizing up Ollie Smith, still seeing where he can get past. To be honest, in this first stint, overtaking is not the most important thing. You can sit behind people and fuel save, and then just kind of jump them in the pits when you have to put less fuel in than them. So that is an option that Jake could do. Could just short shift instead of try and get past. His super soft tyres still look like they're in okay condition, not too bad. Certainly nowhere near the drop off range. It's when the tyres get kind of half worn, that's when you start to get a real drop in grip. And the lap times really tend to tumble once you get down to that wear. Heading up to the corkscrew, going to go on board with Jake. He's ever so slightly side by side with Ollie then, but no. Ollie is going defensive as he loses the back end. Both of them lose the back end then out of the corkscrew. Both of these guys, like I say, on the controller, looks like they're struggling to control their cars as they compress through the corkscrew. Oh, and he loses the back end once more. This is not doing good, much good for his tyre wear here, Jake Beattie. Yeah, he is getting squirrely out of the last corner as well. So Jake, you really are burning through your tyres there. You've still got to do quite a few more laps on these tyres. Still got to do another 5 laps or so. Now side by side going down into the Andretti hairpin. Ollie Smithy's going defensive once more. It's maybe not the smartest idea by Ollie going defensive this early on in the race. Remember, there's still, what, 24 laps to go. So defending this early on, it's going to lose you quite a lot of time, and it's maybe not the best idea in the world. Ollie is holding on to his 6th place though. He's doing very well. Ollie's not someone who's normally in Lobby 1, often down in Lobby 2. But yeah, he's been given a chance in Lobby 1 today, and he's doing well indeed, keeping up with a lot of drivers. Johnny Newbold. Oh, what is going on there? Has Sean Pretty had it off? Or is his internet going up the creek? As he's just made a mistake as well for the corkscrew. Sean Pretty's gone down to 5th place. What has happened here? Let's have a look at his lap time at the end of this lap. But it looks like Sean ran wide then. Out of that left-hander onto the Rahal straight as he pulls into the pit lane. So he's making an early pit stop here. Yeah, looks like he's had some seriously bad tyre wear on this first stint, because those tyres are really quite worn as he pulls into the pits in his Peugeot RCZ. So yeah, Sean's going for the early stop here after that mistake. He's going to struggle to get to the end of the race here as well on this fuel, because he's still got 23 laps to go, and the fuel only does about 20 laps at best around this circuit. So Sean going for the early stop. What tyres is he putting on? We will see when he exits the pit lane. Oh, he's going for the 2-stop. Okay, he's put another set of super softs on and he's going for the 2-stop. That is an interesting strategy choice then from Sean Pretty. The pit lane lost time here at Laguna Seca is vast. So that is... okay, that's an interesting choice. Doesn't actually look like he's lost that much time in the pits. Looks like he's only lost about 30 seconds. So has the pit lane lost time at Laguna Seca changed? Because I don't think he was in that pits for an eternity, you know. It only seemed to take him about 10-15 seconds to get to his pit box. So maybe that's something that's been changed without me knowing. But looking back to the front of the field, we've got Dimon Ivanov still in 2nd place, doing a really good job here. His lap times very much have stabilised as he sets a 122.3. Prior to that, doing pretty consistent 121s, high 121s. So Ryan's not pulling away too much here. He is pulling away, but not at a rapid rate of knots. Ryan himself doing consistent mid to high 121s. As his tyres now do begin to drop off. Sean Pretty's come out in last place here. He's gonna have his work cut out here to try and catch the guys up in front, because he's 16 seconds behind MJK, and like everybody else, still needs to make another pit stop. So he's gonna have to really put some laps in here over the course of the rest of this race to reel in that time that he's lost by making that first pit stop. Now having a look at the battle for 4th place, Johnny looks like he's managed to pull away from the fastest pipe from Ollie Smith. So yeah, looks like Ollie's defending has cost him time here as Jake Beattie goes for the move into the corkscrew. So let's bring up the replay here. Coming out of this left-hander, out of turn number 6. Looks like Jake got the run on Ollie Smith going up into the corkscrew, as he's now side by side, slamming on the brakes. And yeah, Ollie very sensibly decides to back out of that move before he gets sent onto the gravel trap, and he's now down to 6th place. So good move then from Jake Beattie, as they are now bumper to bumper going down the start-finish straight. Oh, Neil Moore is disconnected. Neil Moore has left the room. Oh, that is really unlucky then for Neil. He's not had a great time with things today, as he now gets chucked out of the room. Unlucky there for Neil. But meanwhile, Ollie's tucked in behind Jake here. Could have gone for the move into the Andretti hairpin there, but decided better of it as he clips the sausage curb through turn number 3. And he loses the back end, so Ollie's really starting to struggle now. Tyres really starting to wear out. He's lost a number of positions and he's now, now down to 6th place. Oh, and he's off again. He's just clipped the gravel once more. So Ollie, I would pit now if I was him. As he hits the sausage curb as well, needs to get back into a rhythm. Looks like he's been thrown by that move into the corkscrew. Looks like he's struggled to pump in good corners after that. His tyres, really are starting to drop off as he loses the back end there out of the corkscrew. So is he going to pit at the end of this lap? Is he going to try and do the undercut on people? Oh, he's decided to go for another lap, you know. Decided to keep going. Decided to try and persevere on those tyres. Meanwhile, Apex Magnet in 7th place. Looks like his tyres aren't doing too well either. Looks like his rear right is really starting to drop off. So yeah, this is the issue with the Laguna Seca. Quite kind on fuel this circuit, but it's not kind on tyres at all. Really not kind in tyres. There's a lot of corners there and not much in the way of straights. So Apex Magnet is struggling for tyre wear. Having a little bit of a look further back, but Shake Shabazz in 8th place after that incident early on in this race where he went into Kelvin into the corkscrew. Now in 8th with MJK not far behind. What is the gap now between MJK and Sean Pretty? Gap's down to 10 seconds, so Sean is very much catching MJK up here. Sean, he's reeled in MJK by about 5-6 seconds, and he's managed to reel in Ryan Sandall by 3 seconds here. So since Sean pitted at the end of lap 12, that's a bit of a mouthful, he's managed to catch Ryan by 3.5 seconds. So he's catching him by about a second a lap here. Sean also has the fastest lap of the race, got that quite early on in this race. So that is going to get him an extra bonus point here, or extra couple of bonus points at the end of this race. So Sean going for the interesting 2-stop strategy here. Now Kelvin, he's up into 3rd place, so after going down to 9th early on in this race, he's now up into 3rd, and he is catching up Dimon Ivanov too. So he's got the gap to Dimon, down to 3 seconds. It was about 4.5 seconds last time I checked in. So Kelvin is doing well here. As we cut to this very nice helicopter shot once more. This is a very snazzy shot indeed. Wish we had this at more circuits. This is very cinematic. Might have to include that in some sort of trailer or something. That's very nice. Looks like there's not really any battles going on, not at this very second. Ryan is, I believe, leading the championship at the moment. He's doing very, very well indeed. Proving to everyone just how good he is. In his Dodge Viper, it's a car he knows incredibly well. He knows it way better than the back of his hand, way better than that. This is a car which he drives all of the time, and he drives nothing else pretty much. It's rare to see Ryan not in a Dodge Viper. Very rare that he picks anything other than this. Oh, Dimon Ivanov is into the pits, as is Kelvin Gomersall, so yes. Couple of drivers now pulling into the pits. It's about time for the pit stops. So Dimon now putting in on those soft tyres. Jake Beatty's pulled into the pits as well, as has Ollie Smith. So everyone on pretty similar fuel levels. Doesn't look like anyone's done much in the way of fuel saving. We've got Apex Magnet in the pits as well, as is Shake Shabazz and MJK too. So yeah, most people then pitting on this lap. Where are people going to be when they come out of the pits? You would imagine that Dimon will come out in 2nd place, or net 2nd place. Sean Pretty's already going across the start-finish line, so Sean could maybe make this 2-stop work, as he's quite a way ahead of everybody else here. As yes, we exit the pits. Dimon is ahead of Kelvin still. Dimon's put 88% of the tanking, Kelvin 91%. Jake Beatty only put 73% of the tanking, so that's brave by Jake Beatty. Looks like he's going to try and jump some people here and then fuel save. I don't know if that's a mistake there from Jake, but yeah, quite a lot less fueling than others. Apex Magnet, 84% of the tank. So it looks like Apex Magnet has caught up Ollie Smith here by somewhat. He's now right behind him. Looks like he's put less fuel in than Ollie. Nearly in the slipstream range of Ollie Smith. This 911, a very strong car around this circuit, very good handling car. Got good front end grip, good on the tyres as well. Oh, Neil Moore has had to quit. He didn't disconnect, he had to quit because of too many distractions. Oh, okay. I hope everything's going alright there, Neil. As Johnny Newbold now pits out of what was second place. He was in, what, net 5th place, I think he was, before the pit stops. So let's see where he is when he comes out. Johnny's decided to go long in this first stint. He's now going to have fresher tyres than everybody else for these next few laps. He knows, yeah, going to have 1 lap younger tyres. So exiting the pits then, Johnny Newbold. We have got a car just to the right, so looks like Jake Beatty has managed to jump a number of drivers here in his Nissan GT-R by underfueling his car. So Jake's up into, what is this? He's up into 5th place. So that is an interesting strategy move then by Jake Beatty to underfuel his car. He's going to be on the defence for the rest of this race as Ryan Sandel finally pulls into the pits at the end of lap number 19. Gone very long on this first stint, Ryan Sandel. Just like he did at the Nürburgring a couple of weeks ago. Seems to be Ryan's thing, going long on the first stint. Now, where's Sean Pretty going to be after this first round of pit stops? He's in 2nd place at the moment. Is he going to be into the lead of the race? So looking at Sean here. Remember, he's the only driver on the 2-stop. Decided to pull into the pit lane at the end of lap number 12. Sean has a history of doing the 2-stop. In the test event that we did at Sardinia about this time last month, Sean was pretty much the only person to do the 2-stop there, or the 3-stop was. As Sean Pretty is ahead of Ryan Sandel now. So as Ryan exits the pits, Sean Pretty is indeed in front. So Ryan's coming out in 2nd place here. But Sean, remember, has to do another stop. There's no way that Sean's going to get to the end of the race on this tank of fuel. He's still got 16 laps to go. There's no way he'll get to the end with that much left. So Sean is going to have to pit. 2.7 seconds ahead of Ryan. Remember, Sean was 5th when he pulled into the pits initially. So when he made his first stop, he was in 5th place. So although he probably won't keep the lead, it still could work, this strategy. It still could be a smart move. Could be a good idea. Doesn't look like the pit lane lost time at Laguna Seca is anywhere near as much as it used to be. It used to take about 35 seconds just to get to your pit stall here at Laguna, but no, looks like that time has very much come down. Now we've got Apex Magnet still right behind Ollie Smith, battling for 7th place here. He's in his slipstream coming up the hill. This 911 hasn't got good straight line speed. It's not a car which is easy to overtake in, so he is going to struggle to get past here. This track as well is not a place where overtaking really happens at all, to be honest. It's very difficult to overtake around here. There's an extreme lack of heavy braking zones, and the few heavy braking zones that there are easy to defend into. As Ollie Smith's gone defensive into this final corner here and fends off Apex Magnet. So this is what I mean. It's one of the only heavy braking zones, and all you really have to do is go to the left and you keep the position. Going down to the Andretti hairpin, is Ollie Smith going to go defensive once more? If you do defend into her, it's very difficult to overtake. It's nigh on impossible to hang it around the outside because of how long a corner this is. So yeah, Ollie Smith does keep 7th place then. Looks like MJK's managed to get past Sheikh Shabazz actually, whilst we weren't looking. Either in that pit stop phase or just after the pit stop. So MJK up into 9th place then. Got past Sheikh in the Corvette. Like I was saying, interesting car choice from Sheikh Shabazz. Corvette is one of the last cars that I would have picked, to be honest. Although Sheikh did get a good start in that Corvette, with it being a weapon off the line, he has since suffered for his car choice. He has gone back down to 7th place after being in 5th on lap number 1. Having a look back at the front, Ryan Saddle's really reeling in Sean Pretty here. That gap was 2.7 seconds when Ryan exited the pits, but Ryan's done an absolute flyer here. Just set a 1 minute 20.5, snatched the fastest lap on the race off of Sean Pretty, and he's caught him up by, 1.3 seconds just over the course of these 2 laps since he exited the pits. So Ryan, he's on a flyer here. Increased the gap diminutive of to 5.5 seconds. So last time we looked, that gap was about 3 seconds. Now up to 5.6 seconds. So yeah, Ryan putting in some really good laps here. Laguna Seca is a very, very strong circuit of his. I looked at last season in this race around here when I was racing against him. Ryan put in what he claimed to be one of the drivers of his life, and yeah, it was absolutely flying. He was relentless last season around here. Didn't do the best strategy, but still managed to just about win the race. He was, yeah, extremely quick around here. Kelvin's got the gap down to 2.3 seconds to Dimon, so it was 3 seconds last time we looked, now down to 2.3, now 2.2 seconds, so Kelvin may still be able to get second place here in this race. Once Sean Pretty pits out of the lead, Kelvin may still manage to, yeah, get second. What's the gap between him and Ryan? The gap is... okay, it's about an 8-second gap between him and Ryan, so it doesn't look like Kelvin's going to win this race. Ryan, I think, is driving way too well for that to be able to happen, but yeah, Kelvin still probably can get second place here if he manages to get past him, and definitely need to monitor that gap. Having a look at the track map, looks like everyone's a little bit spread out further back. Doesn't look like there's any fights going on right now, but now got Ryan Sandel. He's got the gap down to, what, near enough in the slipstream range. Yes, he is in the slipstream range, actually. Going down to turn number 5, he's in the slipstream range of Sean Pretty. Got the gap down to 0.6 seconds. So Ryan's absolutely flying right now as we go on board with him. He may even be passed by the end of this lap. Looks like Sean is struggling on his tyres. Yeah, his superstars are starting to drop off here. He will be pitting soon. I would guess he'll pit at the end of the next lap. That would be the sensible time to make his second stop. In fact, he may even want to pit now before he loses time to Ryan. Is Sean about to dive into the pits? Yes, he is indeed. So smart move then by Sean Pretty, pulling into the pits before he loses time by battling with Ryan Sandel. Still has 90% of a tank actually. So Sean looks like he overfilled in that first stop. Looks like he put too much fuel in, and he's now run unnecessarily heavy on that second stint. So yeah, Sean, I think he may have got his calculations a bit wrong there. May have yeah, miscalculated how much fuel he needed to get to lap 23. But Ryan Sandel then into the lead of the race, 7.2 seconds ahead of Dimon Ivanov. Looks like he's probably going to take the victory here, unless he has another off like he had in the sprint race. Where is Sean going to be when he exits the pits? Remember, he was in 5th when he made his first stop. Coming out of the pit lane now, he is side by side with MJ Cakes, who's down to 9th. So yeah, I said at the time that this is probably not a smart strategy move, and yeah, exiting the pits, he's down to 9th. So Sean, to make this strategy work, he's going to have to really get his foot down here. Looks like Apex Magnet's had an off, you know. Looks like on lap 21 he's had a crash, done a 129.3, because he was right behind Ollie Smith when we last looked, but now he's down to 7th place with a 7-second gap to Ollie. So it looks like Apex Magnet's had a crash when we weren't looking there. Now Ollie Smith right behind Johnny Newbold. So Ollie's putting a good stint here on these new super softs. Managed to catch up Johnny. There was quite a gap to Johnny after he was defending against Apex Magnet, but now managed to get that gap back down. Managed to reel Johnny back in as he runs wide out of the final corner, or second to last corner here, Ollie. Is he going to be able to size up Johnny Newbold? He's got a straight line speed advantage here. Not only has he got slipstream, but he's in a faster car as well. His AMG is decent on the straights. The RC10 isn't decent on the straights, that's safe to say. Now 3 tenths behind. Can't really overtake through these 2 corners here, not really. Not unless you very much sneak one up the inside. Looks like Kelvin actually has managed to make his way up into 2nd place. When we weren't looking there, Kelvin has managed to make his way up into P2. So he's managed to overtake Dimon Ivanov here and break the slipstream to him. So Kelvin Gomersall, after dropping down to 9th place at the start of the race, has gone all the way back up into 2nd. So Kelvin's done a really good drive here, put in a great recovery drive. Looks like he's kept up with Ryan Sandel as well over the course of this race, because the gap to Ryan's still only 7.6 seconds. He's actually got that gap down by about half a second over the course of the last few laps. So Kelvin put in a really good drive here. It's a real shame he had that incident early on where he got spun out at the corkscrew on lap number 1. because he probably could have challenged Ryan for the win. This is doing a really solid drive here in the Subaru WRX. He's on soft tyres as well again. So Kelvin's decided to do both stints on the softs. He did message me before the race asking which tyres to use. I said I have no idea because I've done no testing. Why would I do any testing? I'm the commentator, not racing. So yeah, looks like Kelvin's played it safe and gone with the softs. Dimmer meanwhile on the super soft tyres. Jake Beatty still in fourth. He's, he may have pulled a blinder here. He may have done a very bold but smart strategy choice here. Underfueling his car and then short shifting for the second stint. That may have been a good idea, as he's gone all the way up to fourth, because he was down in I think 8th, 9th place at the start. Done a very good job of sidling his way through the field. Meanwhile, still got Ollie Smith not too far behind Johnny Newbold. Looks like Johnny has pulled away slightly here, but Ollie's still doing a really good job in 6th place. Doing a really solid drive. Definitely his best performance in Lobby 1 so far. Looks like Johnny Newbold's got a penalty. Yep, just trying to burn some of it off there into that final corner. Got it down to a 10th, so it should be gone easily by the end of the race. Laguna Seca, not the easiest track to burn penalties around. You can burn them and they do go down over the course of the race, but they don't go down rapidly. It's quite easy to end up with penalties still left at the end of the race here. So you do need to definitely be careful around the circuit. Okay, looks like we now got Sean Pretty in 8th place. So he's managed to make his way past MJK then, after exiting the pits in P9. And he's now reeling in John Hardy. So he's got the gap to John Hardy down to under a second. Putting his new super soft tyres to good use here, Sean. On this bold two-stop strategy. Doing some really good laps here actually. He's just done two 120s. Two high 1 minute 20s. Now on another good lap as well. Only 2/10 off of his personal best. So it looks like he's on course for another 1 minute 20. Now into the 15 range of John Hardy here. So he should be able to get past him without too much difficulty. Probably will be able to get past on this next lap. On lap number 28. Sean is a driver, he's pretty quick driver. He's a solid diamond driver. Don't believe he's ever won a round of the Group 3 100 mile series, but he's always up there, never at the back. He's always at least in the mid pack. And I think he's had 1 or 2 podiums before now as well. Picked a good car for this race. Picked the RCZ. It seems to be a car that he quite likes. Sean, I've seen him use the RCZ quite a few times. With his Hoonigan livery, Ken Block livery. Now got the gap to John down to half a second. So he will probably be able to get past at some point in the next lap. In fact, going into the corkscrew, looks like he's going to get the move pulled off now. So as he slams the brakes on then for the corkscrew, he has managed to get up into 7th place. So it looks like John may have made a mistake coming out of that left-hander, out of turn 6 onto the rail straight. Looks like, John got a bad exit. And Sean's managed to capitalise on that then and get up into 7th place. Looking further ahead, we've got the fastest point, and he has lost some time now to Johnny Newbold. Gap's now gone up to 2 seconds, having been right behind him a few laps to go. So it's like Ollie's pace is starting to drop off slightly. Johnny, meanwhile, he is catching up Jake Beatty here. So Jake Beatty, remember, he's having to fuel save now, having underfueled his car in the pit stops. And Johnny is reeling him in, so he's got the gap now down to under a second. So he's really reeled him in here. Considerably closed in on Jake over the course of the last few laps. Is Johnny going to be able to get past Jake here? This is something to keep an eye out for the rest of this race. Definitely keep an eye on this on the track map and on the leaderboard on the left hand side. But looking up to the front, we've got Diamond sitting in third place, doing a really solid drive here. A boring race, but a very good race nonetheless. In third place here. Doesn't look like he's made many mistakes at all this race. Looking at his lap times on the right, only looks like he's had one bad lap. On lap 23, all the others look pretty solid. As he, does another good drive with his Fanatec. Finished, what was it, second last week, and then got a post-race penalty of 1 second. Got a track limit penalty right at the end. Now in third place in this race. Kelvin doing very well indeed after that crash early on. In second place, done a very good job of sidling his way through the field. And now having a look further back again at this battle for fourth place, Johnny's got the gap down to half a second. So Jake, if we have a look at the fuel levels, Jake has got a lot less fuel than Johnny. He's got a lot less fuel, got a good 5% or so less. So Jake is probably going to have to be fuel saving quite a lot here for the rest of this race. Not sure if it was a mistake or not by Jake putting such little fuel in his car. He may have had the glitch where you get sent out of the pits without pressing any buttons. Now it's Johnny's right behind him, so let's go on board. Let's go into roof view, shall I say? With Johnny. Not close enough to go for the move into this final corner. Not without going for an absolute dive bomb of the century. But exiting this final corner here, Johnny's got a good exit, and he's going to pull alongside Jake Beatty now, going down to turn number 1. Johnny's RCZ, he's not got good straight line speed, but he's got the overlap on Jake Beatty here, going down into the Andretti hairpin with 5 laps to go. Johnny's going to be able to pull the move off seemingly. Is Jake going to get the undercut? He's got the overlap on Johnny coming out of the Andretti hairpin, but no, Jake is going to pull in behind and give way to Johnny. So Johnny's up into fourth place then. Jake in heavy fuel saving mode right now. Had to give that one up there. Couldn't really defend. He's got to keep an eye out for Ollie Smith now. So Ollie Smith's only 2 seconds behind in the AMG. Fuel levels, if we have a switch between the two. Yeah, Ollie's got a lot more fuel than Jake here. Jake really is struggling here. So Ollie's going to have a big speed advantage on the straights, doing a lot less fuel saving than Jake Beatty here. Sean Pretty, meanwhile, if we go down to 7th place, Sean doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull off this 2-stop strategy here. Down in 7th, remember he was in 5th when he dived into the pits first time round. He may be able to get past Jake Beatty here because Jake is in extreme fuel saving mode, but can't have thought he's going to get past anybody else, to be honest, unless someone makes a big mistake. So Johnny Newbold then, in his Peugeot RCZ. Johnny joined this league end of last season, joined with a couple of races to go, and has quickly proven himself to be one of the strongest drivers in this league. Got a really strong driver rating as well, Johnny, and he's got about 64,000 DR, so he's easily an A+ rated driver. I think he's been up to as high as 70,000 DR before as well. So yeah, very quick driver. Does have some weak circuits, let's say. He's not an all-rounder, let's say. He's very quick at some circuits, and he's very not quick at other circuits, let's say. I think he can agree with that. He was saying earlier in Discord, on the Facebook page, that he absolutely hates Le Mans, St. Croix, and I think the Nürburgring as well. He hates them with a passion, and he also saying that he isn't very strong around Laguna Seca either. In 4th place though, so he's not doing bad at all here. Putting in a very solid drive. With 3 laps to go now. The track to the gap to Jake, should I say, has gone up to 2.1 seconds. As we go and have a look at Jake Beatty here, and yeah, the fastest pint, Ollie Smith, is very much reeling Jake in here. So we've got the gap now down to 1.2 seconds. Gone down from, what was it, 2 seconds this time last lap. So Ollie is very much catching up here. This could be a last lap battle for position. Jake's fuel warning lights already come on. Wow, Jake's already under 10% with 2.5 laps still to go as he slides out of turn number 5 there. Having a look at Ollie's fuel. Yeah, Jake has got noticeably less fuel here. So yeah, just got to hope and pray that Jake Beatty does not run out of fuel. Around this circuit you use about 6% of a tank per lap when flat out. And Jake's down to about 8% of a tank with more than 2 laps still to go. So Jake is going to really have his work cut out here to actually manage to make it to the end of the race. Does look like he has miscalculated things here. Oh, is that internet, or did Ollie nearly lose that then? I was going to say Ollie Smith has spun and then he all of a sudden straightened right back up. Ollie doesn't have the best of internet, I admit. He has let him down before now. And yeah, his car is kind of jumping around a bit here today. I can promise you his car is not jumping around half as much on his screen. It's very much a thing on my end, with a not great internet connection between me and him. Oh, Sean Pretty's right behind. I didn't spot that. Sean's doing a really good job here. That gap was 4 seconds last time I looked. How's he managed to reel in Ollie here? What's happened here? On this penultimate lap of the race, Sean Pretty is right behind Ollie Smith, so he may be able to get 5th place after all, you know. We've written him off. We wrote him off a couple of laps ago, but Sean, he's really caught Ollie up here. Heading up to the corkscrew. Sean Pretty going to the right, looking to go for the move on Ollie Smith. But Ollie Smith goes defensive into the corkscrew, and it's now a three-way fight for 5th place here as Sean gets pushed off the circuit. And he's up the inside of Ollie Smith into this left-hander here, and he's managed to make his way past, now side by side with Ollie through the right-hander, through this penultimate corner. Ollie's getting his elbows out. Oh, and Sean Pretty has spun. He's spun and done a full 360 there, as it looks like he got pushed off the circuit then by Ollie Smith. Now is hit into by Apex Magnet as well, as Apex Magnet pulls out of that and allows Sean Pretty to keep 7th place. Now looking further ahead, Ollie's side by side with Jake Beatty. He should really be slowing down here, Ollie. He should really let Sean Pretty back past here, because he did barge him off the circuit 2 corners in a row then. Now looking all over the back of Jake on this final lap of the race. May get a post-race penalty here, Ollie, but he's going to simply try and get 5th place regardless. Remember, when someone is more than half a car length alongside you, they are entitled to space. You should be leaving them the car's width, at least, of both corner entry and corner exit. But having a look back at the front here, we've got Ryan Sandel as he comes out of the final corner, comes out to the start finish line. He's going to win this race in dominant style as he wins round number 10 of the Medway Racing League Group 3 100 mile series. Now, got Kelvin Gomersall coming out the final corner. He's going to take a very, very, very impressive P2 after that incident on lap number 1. And Dimon Ivanov in a very, very strong 3rd place as well as he comes weaving across the line. In fact, he comes across the line backwards and takes P3. Now got Johnny Newbold coming out the final corner in 4th place, coming across the line, taking a solid P4. And Ollie has indeed managed to get past Jake Beatty, as it looks like Jake may well have run out of fuel. So Jake down to 7th place. Oh, nearly down to 8th as well. He was side by side with Apex Magnet then across the line. Can we have a look at the replay of that? Oh, Jake went in deep into the final corner, so he was 6th and lost 6th place on the final corner. Gone down to 7th, nearly went down to 8th as well, but no, just about managed to hold on to position there. As he didn't quite run out of fuel. That was impressive then from Jake, not running out of fuel there. Done a very good job indeed. But now, yeah, as we come to the end of the race, MJK in 9th place and Sheikh Shabazz looks like he may have given up here. Oh, he's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel. Sheikh's run out of fuel here on this final lap, and he's wait, is he even going to get to the end of the race, or is he going to time out? As he crawls out of this final corner in 10th place. Is he going to get to the finish line in time? No, he's not. He's going to DNF. Yeah, as the timer hits 0. So, dominant victory done by Ryan Sandel. After starting in P3, got a phenomenal start. Was in second place behind Dimman for a while. Managed to get past Dimman, and that was the end of that really. Just drove off into the distance and won the race by, what was it, near enough 10 seconds. As we bring up the race results here. 9.8 seconds in the end was Ryan's margin of victory, and that fastest lap of the race that he set as well managed to stay. That stayed to the end of the race. Sean wasn't able to improve on it in his final stint. The incident between Ollie and Sean mainly reviewing after this race, that was very, very argy-bargy by Ollie Smith. He did rather shunt Sean off the circuit. Didn't give him any space whatsoever out of the corkscrew or out of the penultimate corner either. But yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy watching that. Apology for the glitches we had in qualifying and the sprint race. I don't know what's going on with my PC because I'm streaming in very low settings here. Not great picture quality settings, and the PC is still crashing, so gonna have to have a little bit of a look at that before I stream next week. But yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy watching that. Next thing that will be going up on this channel will be an Assassin's Creed video. Probably going to record that tomorrow. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. So feel free to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you all then.